I can say that I really got to see Dina's Kaichos HaNefesh. I got to see it manifest itself into her becoming a Bas Torah, especially over the past several months. When every Shabbos she would come to shul with me. Dina would come to shul every Shabbos for 2 hours. She would come to hear a 20-minute shir before Mincha, stay there for all of Mincha. She was there for all of Shalosh Shudas, but in this shul, during Shalosh Shudas, there's complete Divrei Torah. So she must have eaten Shalosh Shudas before. All it is Divrei Torah, different speakers from Mincha until Mariv. She stays there for Mariv. This is a Bas Mitzvah girl. Which Bas Mitzvah girl davens Mariv, right? You know, the whole shul emptied out, and I'm waiting, Dina's still davening, and then I came up to her to see where she was, and it looked like she was in Shemona Esrei, but she was already well into the Yitin Lacha. The Yitin Lacha, at least, there's a certain tmimistic about her as well, a certain innocence that it doesn't seem like it's going away. I hope it doesn't go away. The word din actually means halacha, and that's where Dina excels at, is in keeping halacha. And I'll tell you where this is extremely relevant. You see, by regular halacha, one could argue, well, it's not so relevant. Halacha is halacha. If you have to do something by a certain time, you have to do it by a certain time. So that's very true. Dina's greatest expression in the spiritual world, if you want to say, is Mesorah. That's where it really is. Because people could start to justify themselves out of like little things here and there. I don't really have to do this right now. But, there's a lot of minhagim that we have that, I don't know, it seems like once you get older, it becomes harder to really take it seriously. But with Dina, it's not hard at all. This is how it's done. Chazal say it's like this. This is how it's done. This is what we're doing. Everything is treated as Torah. Everything is given the same chashivas, and that chashivas is very, very high. Potential examples are just like salt on the table for challah. She's a powerhouse, and it only will enhance the Kedushas Habayis. Once she's taught the proper way, she could be a real powerhouse, especially in transmitting the Mesorah, because there really are no excuses. And right now, we currently see that again in her davening, and I know that Saba was going to speak about Dina and her davening. I would love to hear what he had to say. Those are my words on Dina, and I'm sure if my wife gets a chance to speak, she'll have a lot more to say. Those of you that have been responsible for being mechanicher, anyone who speaks between Mincha and Mariv at Rabbi Doug's shul, all of them at this point is also having a role in her chinuch, because and there's all different types of speakers, from Lubavitch to Gedolim stories. All of them are having a role, including the Rav over there, so we owe an enormous amount of Akar Satov to that. Also, a lot of times before I give my own share, 20 minutes for Mincha, Dina has been there to help me prepare. So it's not just a 2-hour event. She's already there. Sometimes it's 3 hours sometimes. So there's no question that we're dealing with a very special girl with a special neshama, and may she grow up to continue in this way, and may she only enhance and beautify and truly blossom in this world. And on one hand, this world is, how could you make it in the world that we live in today? But on the other hand, it could be this is the only world where Dina will truly have the ability to express herself. She has the ability to do things that if I were to mention over here, you would think I'm nuts. So we'll end it over here. And thank you to everyone and for your interest and for listening to this. Have a wonderful day, wonderful week, and